Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and thank you for tuning into a brand new episode of The Nation Wants to Know. I'm Deepti Sachdeva. The Nation wants to know that has Hindu hate and Hindu abuse been normalized now in the country? You know, I was looking at the data that how many people actually follow the Hindu religion, not just here in India, but across the globe. Hinduism, ladies and gentlemen, globally is followed by 1 billion people. This means roughly 15% of our population throughout the world, not just in India, but across the globe. 15% of the population follows the Hindu religion. This is 96 crore people in the country identify themselves as Hindus. In our country, remember, is where you have the roots of Hinduism, the Hindu culture, the Sanatan. In our land, which is the homeland of the Char Dham, in that very country today, you have people who have problem if you wear a Janeu. People have a problem if you go in for a Ganesh Yatra. People have a problem with mutts and mathadish. And in the similar country, you also have problem and the Tirupati Prasadam gets adulterated. Now on your screen are different images of everything that we have seen very closely in the last few days. And this is why I ask that, is tolerance of the majority community an affirmation of secularism? What really are we talking about, and why is all this normalized? Why are people allowed to slander Sanatan Dharma? People have a problem with the mathadish. They say mathadishes look like mafias. Our prasadam that we were getting at the Tirupati Mandir gets adulterated. And all that is also normalized. We are told we should be tolerant. In the similar country, Lord Ganesh, because there are some who have a problem with that puja and that entire procession that was going on. That, remember, our images from the Mandya district in Karnataka. So Ganeshji, the Lord Ganesh idol, had to go behind a police van that has, you know, all that coverage of almost that looked like a cage. So people said, why is Ganeshji in a cage there? Two images that have come in from earlier today, and those are images coming in from Tamil Nadu. Let me quickly tell you what has happened in Tamil Nadu, and we'll describe that graphically also on our screens. What happens is that a youth was on his way to attend a religious event. This youth was all just of 21. He gets accosted by four people who were riding a bike. They suddenly drive close to this youth and they stop him. You know why? What was the problem? Now this is the same family there that you see on your screens, along with the BJP leaders there, who went in to meet with the family. Now this boy, whose name is Akhilesh, was wearing a Janeu. So these four men have a problem with the fact that he is wearing a Janeu. So they cut off that Janeu. Can you believe that? In our country, this is real. This has happened on September the 21st. They cut off his Janeu. Not just that, they also tell him that, how dare you wear this? Do not dare to wear this again or we will kill you. That is the big charge that has been leveled by the family. And after this, you have seen a lot of politics being played on this. The police say that they are still investigating the entire case. Again and again and again. Why is, you know, this attack on Hindu faith, attack on our principles, our practices, on Sanatan, getting normalized? Are there political parties here who need to be taught a lesson politically? And watch my words, I said taught a lesson politically. These are important issues, so we thought we must talk about this and bring forward the hypocrisy a lot of these parties. And can Hindus continue, remember ladies and gentlemen, to be mute spectators? Again, this is a question that has to be asked time and again. We've seen the BJP responding to that entire issue. I'll get you that response in just a moment. But without wasting time, I want to introduce a panel of guests joining us on this edition of The Nation Wants to Know. We have Dr. Kaushal Mishra, who's the BJP spokesperson. We also have Sriraj Nairji, who's the VHP's national spokesperson on the show. Shyam Prasad Meka represents the Congress. Chundru Sundaram Ram Sharma is representing the YSRCP. He's their national spokesperson. Advocate Adil Hassan is the national spokesperson for the AIMIM. And we are also waiting for a TDP representative, Professor Jyotsna, to join us in just a moment. Let's begin first up by asking Mr. Mecca, who represents the Congress, because the Congress is a grand old party of the country, multiple times, Mr. Mecca, whenever we as Hindus raise our voice, there are people who will say Matadhishas are mafias. The Tirupati Prasadam gets adulterated. To this incident that has come in today from Tamil Nadu, where a young boy is wearing a Janeu and people have a problem with that Janeu. So they cut off that Janeu. Is this normal? Should we continue to tolerate all this?
So Deepti, first of all, who said it's normal? These are all serious incidents. They should be dealt with. Who said this is normal? It is very disappointing to see the way this debate is structured. Deepti, I didn't expect it from you, but that's fine. Let me handle this.
Okay, so now Mr. Mecca, because you've made this personal, let me tell you something. Akhilesh Yadav says Matadhishas are like mafias. Did you protest? Did you protest? Did you tell your close friend Akhilesh that this should not, be allowed? This is not normalized?
No,
Did you tell him that?
No, wait. See, I told at the outset that these are all extraordinary incidents and they should be dealt with firmly according to the law.
Now,
as simple as
in Tamil Nadu, sir, because the DMK and the Congress are in an alliance. You have a youth who was on his way to attend a religious event. He gets accosted by 4 unidentified bike-borne men who cut off his Janeu. Can you tell me, is this normalized? What should we do? Or should we just keep reporting about these incidents and that's about it?
Okay, 1 second. This is totally wrong. By the way you have described it, this is totally wrong, condemnable, and the police should take strict action. What else do you want me to say? So you want me to give me a call to all Hindus to go and feel that we are threatened?
No, absolutely not. No, we need to teach such political parties, sir, a political lesson. That's what I said.
Yeah, I will tell you. Political parties are taught lessons every election in this country. So don't worry about that. So I will tell you. See, there is an unfortunate, very bad incident. So now how do you say that that is normalized? Why do you think that is normalized?
Now I'll tell you why. How many leaders today have tweeted on what has happened today? Can you tell me of any leaders from the Congress, sir, who have approached your chief minister and said this cannot be normalized in Tamil Nadu? This is the same state where Sanatan was compared to dengue, to malaria, if you remember.
Okay, 1 second. Deepti, how many debates have you conducted when चश्मा के लिए गर्दन काट रहे हैं देश में?
अरे अब
have you wait, are you normalizing
Mr. Mecca, you and I go back. We've done a lot of these debates, sir. But this is not about you or me. This is about the country. This is about the faith of millions of people. And somewhere, all political parties need to take a stand when it comes to such incidents.
It's a figure of speech. It's not about you. I am asking a question to the conscience of this nation, to the consciousness of your viewers. अरे भाई साहब, चश्मा लगाने के लिए गर्दन काट रहा है देश में. कितना ट्वीट आया? कितना आउटेज आया?
Mr. Mecca, I'm glad your Hindi, sir, is getting better. Your Hindi is getting better, sir, which is a very good thing. But a lot of these incidents, see, and that's what I said. I'm not talking of a particular political party, but it's about all of us. And before I get in Mr. Sriraj, I want to get in Chundru ji, who represents the YSR CP here. Now, sir, we've spoken time and again of what has happened vis-a-vis the Tirupati Laddus. Do you believe that is also an assault on Hindu faith and Hindu Astha? And somewhere all this cannot be normalized?
See, first, Tirupati Laddu issue is totally a political conspiracy of Mr. Nara Chandrababu Naidu. The reports what you get is the present containers or the present tankers. Taken the samples from the tankers and sent it for the testing. That belongs to 2024 of this year, where Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, now our chief minister. It's not in last 5 years back. It is present. Last 5 years back, he doesn't have any proof or any evidence or anything. just it is only a political conspiracy of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, number one.
You say this is a
Number two.
political conspiracy, sir. What about the many instances and a lot of these whispers that were doing the round when you had Jagan Mohan Reddy as the chief minister of a lot of these forced conversions?
I'll just come to one more. You just showing some thread or some cut of the thread of some.
Janeu. Yes, it's called the Janeu, sir.
Yeah, I'll just come to what exactly in Andhra Pradesh, because my friends are outside the Andhra Pradesh. So just first I wanted to tell one thing. This dharma, Sanatana dharma, was attacked by the time the TDP government formed in Andhra Pradesh in 1980s. The first time a Challa Kondaya commission was established for reforms, saying reforms in a Hindu dharma, where they brought a new act, that is Hindu dharma, Hindu institutions and religious act. And second one is the important today we are talking about, that is Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams Act 1979. With this, what they did, they completely abolished of the hierarchy.
So are you saying, Chandruji, that the TDP is an anti-Hindu party? Is that your charge? I just see Jyotsna ji now with us. Maybe she can respond to that charge that you have just leveled.
No, I am not. I didn't come.
Jyotsna ji, good evening. You've raised a charge. You've raised a charge because time is limited, and I need to look at multiple of these issues, sir. With your permission, I will allow you to counter. But Jyotsna ji, you're being called an anti-Hindu party. You're using the sentiment of millions of people for your political gains.
That's a ridiculous statement by them and a very irresponsible statement by them. I'll tell you why. Because for the past 5 years, it was an anti-Hindu agenda that they ran the government with. And again, I was listening to all your introductory remarks, Deepti ji, and yes, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, for the past 5 years, everything that has worked against the Hindus was normalized. Almost 300 and odd temples were desecrated, attacked, no action was taken anytime. In fact, one of the MLAs from that particular party scored saying that, "Arey kya ho jata hai? Kya ho jata hai? Hanuman ji ka haath nikal diya to kya ho jata hai? Hota hai kya?" This was his statement then. And now, coming back to the erstwhile YSRCP government then also, you know, we saw the Ramatirtham issue, we saw the Antarvedi issue, we saw a lot of issues like that. This particular issue, I was also listening to what Mr. Sharma ji was talking about when he was talking. The thing is, there was no external testing done for the past 5 years. YSRCP government never has done and tested for adulteration, the particular raw materials or things like that, because such adulteration tests, you know, are not available in TTD.
Okay.
Anything of that sort has to be checked outside. That's the reason we got it, because there were constant complaints even after June. June maybe one tanker was used, if I'm not wrong. So even after that, constantly there were complaints. That's the reason we got it checked for adulteration at NDDB. Okay. This is the fact, Deepti ji. And yes, for the past 5 years, especially in the state of Andhra Pradesh, anything against Hindus was normalized.
Okay. Okay, so I think these are important points. Chandruji, I know you would want to come in here, but let me quickly also listen into what Srirajji, Kaushal and Adil have to say before I come back to all of you for your second responses here. Now, Srirajji, there are those images, and these images should bother all of us, that came in from Mandya earlier. And Mr. Mecca, because, you know, this is a state ruled by the Congress, a lot of times there are issues and fingers being pointed at the Congress for their quote-unquote soft secularism, soft Hindutva. I mean, maybe the Congress party is confused, they do not understand their lines. But these are images, sir. Mr. Mecca, sir, please let me describe what our viewers are looking at on their screens.
Don't use our name then.
One second, sir. Mr. Mecca, you get agitated, which is a good thing. But then when it is about our faith, when you have Lord Ganesh, who literally had to be transported in a police van, where was this agitation? Where was this agitation?
You don't quote our party's name and put all your words.
Isn't Karnataka, sir, isn't Karnataka a Congress ruled government?
Why not? So what? So
then who's responsible?
So you're going to say soft Hindutva, hard Hindutva, and all this, and put it in Congress party.
Of course, when you do temple hopping, but you have a problem with the Ram Mandir.
Wait.
There is a problem with the Ganesh Visarjan.
Wait.
How would you justify that position?
I will tell. This is the problem with the. This is the threat to the actual Hindus. The problem is, you call us soft Hindutva. We are against Hindutva as a political ideology. We are all Hindus. We respect every other religion as well. So why do you call soft Hindutva?
So Mr. Mecca, can you tell me that these images that came to us from Mandya and Lord Ganesh in a police van, is that okay for you?
I told at the outset it is not okay.
Then what happened? Have you taken any action?
Be dealt with. So you can't come back and say Congress is because secular, it is anti-Hindu. Where do you get that inference from?
No, it's not.
Intelligence you get.
See, that's what I said. That just because it's a majority community, they need to be tolerant, and that is the affirmation of secularism in this country, Mr. Mecca.
Tolerant or anything, you need to stick by the constitution and the law of the land.
So is that constitutional or that is unconstitutional? These images that we see on our screens.
Let's fight it out. Am I endorsing it? Am I normalizing it?
But
so
why should we let something like this even happen in the first place, Mr. Mecca? What does that tell us of the politics of our politicians?
What does that tell of the politics of the practitioners of the religion?
Who do you blame for this, sir? Who do you blame for this? The BJP?
All of us. All of us.
Okay, you say all of us are to be blamed. So, Shri Rajji, we must not single out a particular political party. The problem is with all of us.
First of all, I'm happy that Mr. Mehta is a little confused about his own party stand.
No, I am
now,
not
sir,
confused.
Please, Mr. Mehta, I didn't say a single word when you were speaking. Kindly allow me to speak. When Sir Tanchila came into existence, 2 gentlemen were chopped off from their head. Not a single statement from the Congress party. You also quoted Akhilesh Yadav, their ally. He said Mathadis and Mafias are same. They didn't utter a single word. So many attacks on Ganesh Mandals and Ganesh Pandals, not a single statement from Rahul Gandhi. Attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh, so many Hindus killed, not a single statement by so-called secular parties, including Congress, which Mr. Mehta is trying to justify. So the problem is, the Congress is having anti-Hindu DNA, and Congress very well knows that they want to divide Hindus and polarize Muslims.
Okay, Mr. Mecca, sir, we'll go one by one. He heard you patiently. Please listen to him, then you can counter him, please. We'll go one by one, sir. Shirajji, please complete your point.
He is casting aspersions on my party. I won't sit quiet here. Who is he to call?
Shirajji, complete your point, please.
Who is this Manu?
See, because of appeasement politics of Congress and Samajwadi Party, all these heinous anti-Hindu acts are happening, and these anti-social jihadi elements are encouraged.
Okay.
People like Jagan Mohan Reddy, they have encouraged this conversion mafia. They have ensured mass conversion happens in Andhra Pradesh. All this is the reason that anti-Hindu attacks are happening.
Okay.
We have to crush appeasement politics. Justice for all and appeasement for none.
Okay, so you say we need to crush appeasement politics. Before I get in Adil, I want to get, Kaushal here quickly. Kaushal, this is the 3rd term of the Narendra Modi government. A government that wears its religion on its sleeves and proudly. We've gotten the Ram Mandir, the abrogation of Article 370. Why have we allowed this Hindu hate to be normalized, Kaushal? Should a question also not be asked of you?
Deepti, at least with the Modi government, at least you are hearing that somebody is coming out and saying for the Hindutva. It's not about politics, it's about Astha, it's about Hindutva, it's about Hindu Dharma. Before Narendra Modi and after Narendra Modi, you have never seen that temple issues coming forward, you have never seen that some Hindu Dharma issues coming forward. Because they are doing the Tushtikran, means secular, in the name of secularism, they are dumping all the Astha, all the Hindutva, all the majority of the country on the dustbin. And basically because of its Modi government, that everything is coming out. If you go to the Tirupati, I want to tell certain things. It's not about politics. I am blaming the past government. It's not about whose government it is. If we go to the history of the temple, how the temple has been getting corrupted, why the other religious center are free and why the temple are in the full control of government. Do you know, Deepti, currently in the country there are 5 lakhs temple and 4 lakhs temple who are the rich temple is 100% control of government, while the other religious center are free. And for your surprise, I am telling you, currently in our country, with the more than 80% population of the Hindu, only 5 lakh temples are there, while we compare with the Islam, means Muslim, there are 7.5 lakhs of masjid. Do you know this? Do you know this? Before independence, there are 7.25 lakhs of Gurukul.
So Kaushal, I want to know what is the current government doing about this? You say Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas. You say this, right?
Current government is doing everything. It is because of current government you have seen the Ram Mandir. It is because of the current government you have seen the Kasi corridor. It is because of current government you have seen many temples are renovated and corridors are made. It is because of our government we are.
But Kaushal, many would say that that is not good enough. You cannot give a free run to abuse Hindus in a country that, you know, is the homeland also of the Char Dham, Adil. And when you talk of the AIMIM, you know, again a political party that many would say is notorious for ensuring that vote bank politics and for spreading a lot of hatred in the community. Will the AIMIM take that charge?
सबसे पहले जो तिरुपति बालाजी मंदिर में जो घटना घटी है, इसके लिए बहुत दुख प्रकट करता हूं और अनुरोध है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज इसको जांच करें। चाहे हिंदू हो, मुसलमान हो, देश का जज्बात एहसास उससे जुड़े हुए हैं। और खुद दारुसलाम में बैरिस्टर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी साहब, अकबर साहब और हमारे एमएलए वहां पैड पर देते थे और तिरुपति में दर्शन के लिए पास इशू होता था, हमने हमेशा किया। वहां पर एक SR विश्वनाथ रेड्डी बीजेपी के एमएलए थे, उस बोर्ड में 20-25 मेंबर थे, एक भी मेंबर मुसलमान नहीं था, सब इन्हीं के थे। और जगन कुमार रेड्डी साहब मोदी जी के तो दुलारा थे, जब भी जरूरत पड़ी मोदी जी को, जैसे चिराग पासवान हनुमान का काम किए, जगन रेड्डी भी काम किए। और जो 5 साल चंद्रबाबू नायडू जो थे वो तो राहुल गांधी के रिश्तेदार हो गए थे। राहुल गांधी को हैदराबाद के चुनाव में तेलंगाना के गली में राहुल गांधी के साथ घूम रहे थे, उस वक्त तो उनको नहीं दिखा क्या कि तिरुपति में ये एक दिन का तो मसला नहीं होगा, ये तो होता होगा, इनको सुनाई पड़ता होगा। एक चीफ मिनिस्टर रहे हैं, एक चीफ मिनिस्टर का भी इंटेलिजेंस होता है, उनके भी लोग रहते हैं, तो वो क्या कर रहे थे? राहुल गांधी
आदिल, आपको क्या लगता है किसकी गलती है? किसकी वजह से जो प्रसादम है वो अडल्ट्रेट हुआ है? किसकी गलती है?
मैम आप सुनिए, इस देश में संविधान है, न्यायपालिका बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर का संविधान है। जब संविधान जस्टिस नहीं करेगा, जस्टिस पे पुलिस नहीं करेगा, इंसाफ नहीं होगा, तो यही सब होगा। आपने देखा नीलेश राणे बॉम्बे में हर दिन गाली बक रहा है, मुसलमानों को मस्जिद में जाके बोला कोई एक्शन नहीं। रामगिरी ने इतना प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम पर बोला, कोई एक्शन नहीं। आपने
आदिल सुनिए आदिल, ये ना एक टिपिकल होता है हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का कि भड़काऊ बयान दीजिए। और मैं आपको यही कह रही हूं कि हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी में इस तरह के लोग हैं और इसीलिए सवाल ये उठेगा। लेकिन आदिल, जब आप इस तमाम कॉन्वर्सेशन को देखते हैं, मिस्टर मेका, आई थिंक आई शुड गेट यू इन हियर बिकॉज देयर आर लॉट ऑफ दीज चार्जेस डायरेक्टेड एट द कांग्रेस। द कांग्रेस सेज हमारे पास मोहब्बत की दुकान है। अब उस मोहब्बत में क्या हिंदू शामिल हैं या नहीं है मिस्टर मेका, और दे आर एक्सक्लूडेड?
See, Deepti, with all due respect, one suggestion I have for you and in general is, see, it is very easy to say, to flaunt our being neutral credentials. All political parties are like that. That is an exercise in delegitimizing our democracy. Please do not do that. Hold political parties accountable. Call out our hypocrisy. But do not say all political parties are useless. Then what else do you have? How do you continue this democracy? Please do not do that.
So are you saying just because we don't have a choice, we must not raise our voice, Mr. Mecca?
You raise your voice, call out our hypocrisy, ask us questions.
No, and you know, I've just come down to the end of the show, but Mr. Mecca, we've seen atrocities against the Hindus in Bangladesh. Can you tell me how many days did it take for the Congress party to even respond or to recognize that something like this is happening?
See,
There was an Antony committee report. Do you remember what it said?
Listen. We respond to all humanitarian issues everywhere, even outside the country. Our focus is on our safety of our women, safety and freedom of all our people to practice and propagate their religions, be it majority or minority. Our priority is making sure that how many temples are there, how many mosques are there. That's not our priority. Our priority is how many hospitals are there, how many schools are there for our children, how many of our universities are outsourced to private parties so that higher education is kept out of the reach of the
Kaushal, I just have the last 10 seconds for you, Kaushal. 10 seconds bas.
Still to complete. You did not allow me to complete. This is very bad.
No, Kaushal, 10 seconds.
आपको मालूम है वहां पर जो पिंक डायमंड था वो सिक्कों से टूट गया था। तिरुपति बालाजी का 1000 पिलर का मंडपम जो 1500 शताब्दी में बना हुआ तो उसको पूरी तरह से 1500 सेंचुरी में बना था वो पूरी तरह से डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया गया। हाई कोर्ट के ऑर्डर के बावजूद भी सरकार बार बार कहती है कि वो हम मंडपम बना देंगे, पर आज तक मंडपम बना नहीं पाए। और जिस एजेंसी को लड्डू बनाने का टेंडर किया गया है उसके जो मेन एम्प्लॉइज हैं मैं उनके नाम पढ़ना चाहता हूं। SM नसीम, मोहम्मद नसीम, मोहम्मद नुसरुल, रहीम रहमान।
FIR करिए ना, इनको पकड़िए।
These are from those companies.
No, that's what I'm
and
saying.
It is
There
not
needs
the
to be
issue of
action
Hindu
then.
Musliman
There
at
needs
all.
to be action.
This
We
is not
cannot
the
just
issue
come
of
on
Hindu
television,
Musliman at all.
debates and have lip service and believe everything is fine. Because the Hindu community is tolerant, they will continue to tolerate all this. No, Kaushal? You have to act against all this.
We are acting, at least because of this government. Everybody is coming forward and telling and exposing those who are doing politics on this.
We'll watch what the government does and whether we'll continue to have the free run to abuse Hindus in the country or not. Jyotsna ji and all gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.